I'm confident that for your life and my life as a child of God, we'll be able to look back over it someday and say, all of this worked out for good. Job could say, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. That's the kind of faith we need in God, friends, that we are not time servers, but that we know that He is going to make things work out because He's the one motivating it. He is the one that's energizing it, and it's going to work out because He's the one back of it. Jeremiah could cry out, though, why did you let me see trouble? And that's the cry of many of us today. It was during the San Francisco earthquake years ago that a saint of God walked out into that scene of debris and destruction and look upon it and smile. And a friend says, how can you smile at a time like this? And this party said, I rejoice that I have a God that can shake the world. My, how wonderful it is to be able to face life and to face death. Paul could face death unafraid. He says, what mean ye to weep and to break my heart? I'm ready not to be bound only, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Jesus. Many of us would like to come to that place of total commitment to Him. And this is for those that are the called ones, and it's according to His purpose. And may I say to you, this is something that it's hard for a great many people to swallow. The called are those that not only have received an invitation, they've accepted it. And they are born from above, and they know experimentally the love of God. Paul describes three groups of people. I think they are the three groups that are in the world today. He describes them in 1 Corinthians 1:23 and 24. He says, but we preach Christ crucified, unto the Jews a stumbling block, unto the Greeks foolishness, but unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. Now here are the three groups. The Jews trusted in religion, rite, and ritual. To them the cross was a stumbling block. And the Greeks, or the Gentiles, they trusted in philosophy and human wisdom. And to them the cross was foolishness. But the called, they were another group. And they came out of both Jews and Greeks. And they were chosen, not because of their religion or their wisdom or their superiority. God called them. And to them the cross was the dynamite of God unto salvation. The call heard God's call. That's important. Let me go back to my illustration of the turtle. Suppose you go down to a mud puddle, and there are 10 turtles in that mud puddle, and you say to the 10 turtles, I'd like to teach you to fly. 9 of them say, we're not interested. We're turtles. We like it down here, like the mud, like this area, like the environment. One turtle said, yes, I'd like to fly. That's the one that's called, and that one's taught to fly. Now, that doesn't have anything in the world to do with the other turtles. They are turtles because they are turtles. The lost are lost. They want it that way. There's not a person on top side of this world is being forced to be lost. They are those that they've chosen that. The boy down in my Southland years ago wanted to join the church. And the deacons, they were examining him. And they said, how'd you get saved? He said, God did His part and I did my part. And they thought they had him. And they said, what was God's part and what was your part? Well, he says, God's part was the saving. He said, my part was the sinning. He says, I done run from Him as fast as my sinful heart and rebellious legs would take me. And he says, He done took out after me till He run me down. My friend, that's the way I got saved. Is that the way you got saved? That's the way that it happened. Now, this does not disturb or destroy the fact that whosoever will may come. You can come. Whosoever believeth will be saved. Henry Ward Beecher put it in this unusual way. He said, the elect are the whosoever wills, and the non-elect are the whosoever wants. And it's all according to his purpose. And my friend, if you have not yet got your mind reconciled to God's purpose and God's will, it's time you're doing that, because this is his universe. He made it. I don't know why he made round worlds. Why didn't he make square ones? He never asked me about it. He made them round because that's the way he wanted them. My friend, may I say, his purpose is going to be carried out, and he has the wisdom and the power to carry it out. Whatever my God does is right. Don't you say today, God has no right to do that. He has a right, and when he does it, he is right in doing it. He's just. He's loving. Anything that my God does. Now, there was a great theologian of the past by the name of Simeon. He said that he always preached on Romans 8 for 3 reasons. Because it laid the axe at the root of pride, and it laid the axe at the root of presumption, and also the third at the root of despair. And that's the reason he preached the doctrine of election. Believe me, friends, you'll never be able to pat yourself on the back and say, I did it. What a smart little boy I am. Who was that in the Mother Goose rhyme? Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating pie, I think. He reached in his thumb, pulled out a plum, and he said, what a smart boy am I. Oh, we got a lot of church members like little Jack Horner, and they're sitting in the corner doing practically nothing except just reaching in the pie and pulling out a plum. And they think they're smart. Oh, my friend, may I say to you today, God's running all of this. This is his work. It's his wisdom. It's his purpose that's being carried out. And you and I better bow to it, because I tell you, the will of God comes down out of eternity past like a great steamroller. Don't you think you can stop it? In fact, the matter is, you better get on and ride. That's the way that he's running things. This is tremendous, let me tell you.